artificial intelligence and how our profession is changing because of artificial intelligence. Welcome to Sharif Consulting Online. My name is Garth Sharif. This is an engaging approach to your online professional development and a topical subject, artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence, those two words are in the news quite a bit. Now, I want you to think about the first time you might have heard that phrase, artificial intelligence, or your first exposure to it. I know my first exposure to it was when I was sick. I think I was maybe 11 or 12 years old. I had a cold or a flu, and there was a movie that was on. I caught it from the very beginning, and it was a Stanley Kubrick film called 2001: A Space Odyssey. So if you've ever seen that film, fantastic. Very long, and if you're sick and you're sort of low energy, it just takes you on this adventure. And it took me out of my sickness for the 3 hours it was on because I was so enthralled by this movie, the visual effects. But what remained in my memories was HAL 9000. This robot that was in charge of this ship that was on its way to Jupiter to understand what the monolith was. And if you've seen the film, I don't want to give too many spoilers. But that was an artificial intelligence life form, HAL 9000. Some computerized program that was in control of the ship, the spaceship that was heading towards the monolith, but more importantly, gained consciousness. And again, I'm trying not to give too many spoilers, but became sentient during the trip. And then things happened, not all of them good. So my first exposure to artificial intelligence was HAL 9000. It was through science fiction. And then that was just reinforced through movies like Short Circuit, I'm Alive, Johnny Five, could be Wall-E if you're a little bit younger, Terminator, Commander Data. There's so many examples of this in science fiction. And what we do, at least what I did in terms of being a science fiction fan, I thought, well, artificial intelligence means sentience, means consciousness, means robots. And I don't see any robots here today. I don't see Johnny Five or a Terminator or robots serving me food at a restaurant. So I don't know if artificial intelligence is here. But that's really a science fiction frame to artificial intelligence. And I can tell you with certainty, today you have interacted with artificial intelligence. Absolutely 100%. Artificial intelligence as a science fiction is one thing, but as a reality, it's something else. And we're going to talk about it as a reality because it is here today and it is affecting our profession. And for me, I'm an external auditor and I work in the assurance profession. It is coming into the domain of affecting our profession in terms of the way we get things done. But on a personal note, talking about artificial intelligence practically, this is a picture.